When we hear the words meeting customer need, what do we think of? Perhaps we think about customer satisfaction and how to keep our customers happy. Definitely that's part of the picture, but what else? Perhaps we think of research on what customers say they want, and definitely we want to use that as a vital source of insight, but it's not the whole game either. And just to make it harder, customers might not be quite who we think they are. So in understanding customer need, we've got a number of jobs to do. First, we need to work out whose needs we're trying to meet. Then, we can work out what those customers value, what problems we solve for them, or what could we solve for them. Only then can we map our performance against the performance of the alternatives. And finally, draw insight to drive action and changes to how we operate that will help us meet customer need better. So first, we need to understand whose needs we're trying to meet. These might well be stakeholders that aren't the end user of what we provide. So start by thinking up a list of all the people we do, or could, add value for. The recipient of our product or service will probably be one stakeholder. If the end user isn't who pays us, then they'd be another stakeholder that we could focus on. And who are the other people or organisations that we're answerable to, or that we deliver value for? Finally, don't forget the people who we don't yet add value for, but could. Our non-customers can often be an interesting group to explore the needs of. Okay, next job. We need to take the stakeholder or customer that we want to focus on first from that list. We'll take them one at a time and investigate further. What problems do we solve for them, and what do they value about the way in which we do that? To start doing this, we can list all the aspects of how our stakeholders judge us. Typically at this point, organisations say that the things that are important are stuff like quality, speed, value for money. But we need to get into more detail than that. For instance, what are the constituent parts of quality in the mind of our chosen customer? There can be a big difference in how stakeholders define high quality. For example, I might value consistency above all, and you might require a tailored solution. You can see here why we started by deciding which type of stakeholder to consider. Remember, it's important to look holistically at the organisation and not just think about the features and benefits of products or services. What's the organisation best and worst at? What do people get from us, and what feedback do they give us? What do we stand for? What unique attributes do we have, and what innovations have we made? Where do we operate, and with whom? We can also add to the picture additional value that the organisation could deliver to differentiate itself. We can map against the alternatives now that we have a list of elements that make up our customers' needs. We can start to consider how successful we've been so far in delivering against those value factors. We can then start to consider how well the alternatives perform against those same value factors. All of this can come together to help us draw out insights to guide action. We can see where our stakeholders' needs are best met already and spot where there are opportunities to offer something to fill a needs gap. We might find underserved needs that we can improve our offer on and outperform the alternatives. And finally, where customers are overserved, we might be able to save costs.